The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar. Introduction. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly while others work tirelessly and still stay stuck? You see them, the ones who make money seem like it just flows to them. It's not magic. It's not luck. It's because they understand something most people don't. The hidden, unspoken rules of wealth. Today, I'm going to share those exact rules with you, straight from the life-changing book, The Rules of Wealth, by Richard Templar. This isn't about get-rich-quick schemes or empty promises. This is about mindset, about real, practical principles and proven strategies that have been followed by the world's wealthiest and most successful people, quietly, consistently, and intentionally. These are the rules that determine who builds lasting wealth and who stays in the endless cycle of struggle. And once you know them, your relationship with money, success, and your future will never be the same again. So, if you've ever felt like financial freedom is out of reach, if you've ever wondered what separates the wealthy from everyone else, or if you're tired of the money stress and ready to take control of your life, you're in the right place. Stick with me until the end of this video, and you'll leave with a clear, step-by-step roadmap to create wealth, gain confidence, and finally design the life you deserve. Your wealth journey starts now. Section 1. Understanding wealth is a mindset. Let me tell you a secret that could change your life forever. Wealth isn't built in your bank account first. It's built in your mind. You see, long before money shows up in your life, long before success knocks at your door, long before the opportunities flow your way, wealth is born in your beliefs, your habits, your thoughts, your mindset. If you don't believe it's possible for you, if deep down you see wealth as something for other people, then no matter how hard you work, wealth will feel out of reach. Richard Templar, in The Rules of Wealth, makes this crystal clear. Wealth starts with how you think. Your mindset is your internal compass. It guides every financial decision you make, every risk you take, every opportunity you see, and every limitation you impose on yourself. The wealthy, those who seem to effortlessly attract abundance, they don't just have different bank balances. They have different belief systems. They see wealth as achievable. They believe they deserve success. They act with confidence, and most importantly, they think in terms of possibility, not limitation. Let's be honest. Most of us grow up hearing damaging messages about money. Maybe you were told, "Money doesn't grow on trees," or "Rich people are greedy," or "We can't afford that." Over time, those phrases bury themselves deep in your subconscious, shaping your beliefs. You start to believe wealth is hard, wealth is for other people. Wealth is only possible if you're lucky, born into it, or have some magical talent. But here's the truth. Those are just stories, and stories can be rewritten. Think about some of the world's most inspiring self-made millionaires and billionaires. Oprah Winfrey, born into poverty, facing unimaginable hardships, yet today, a global icon and billionaire. J.K. Rowling, once a struggling single mother on welfare, writing Harry Potter in coffee shops, now one of the richest authors on the planet. What separated them from the millions of others stuck in financial struggle? It wasn't luck. It wasn't privilege. It wasn't some secret code. It was mindset. The belief that wealth, success, and a better life were possible for them, and the belief that their current circumstances didn't define their future. Wealthy people think differently. They believe problems are temporary, challenges are lessons, and money flows to those who are prepared mentally and emotionally to receive it. They don't see wealth as unattainable. They see it as a natural result of mindset, action, and perseverance. If you want wealth in your life, you have to start there, in your mind. So how do you shift your wealth mindset practically? First, you must become aware of the limiting money beliefs you've been carrying around, often without even realizing it. Grab a pen and paper right now. Think back to your childhood, your environment, the things you've been told about money. What phrases, ideas, or feelings come up when you think about wealth? Do you believe making money is hard? Do you secretly think rich people are dishonest? Do you feel guilty wanting more for yourself? Those beliefs are quietly sabotaging your financial future. Now, rewrite them. For every limiting belief, create an empowering new statement. Instead of, "Making money is hard," say, "Money flows to me as I grow, learn, and serve." Instead of, "Wealth is for other people," say, "I am worthy and capable of creating wealth." This isn't just fluffy, positive thinking. This is rewiring your subconscious mind, the same way successful people do, to align your thoughts with the life you want to build. And don't stop there. Surround yourself with wealth-positive influences. Read books by wealthy thinkers, listen to podcasts, follow mentors who embody the success you desire. The more you expose your mind to abundant thinking, the more natural it becomes for you to adopt those beliefs. Remember, your current income, your background, your education, none of it defines your wealth potential. Your mindset does. Here's another truth. Wealth mindset isn't about being obsessed with money. It's about seeing money as a tool, a resource that can amplify your freedom, your impact, your choices. When you adopt a wealth mindset, you stop seeing money as scarce and start seeing it as abundant. You stop settling for survival and start aiming for prosperity. You stop envying others and start creating your own success story. Imagine your life with a wealth mindset. You walk into opportunities with confidence. You see challenges as temporary, solvable. You believe you deserve success, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing to grow. You make smarter financial decisions. You invest in yourself. You attract people, resources, and ideas that align with your wealth vision. That's the power of mindset. Let me leave you with this reflective challenge, straight from today's lesson. What money belief have you held on to that's been holding you back? Is it fear? Scarcity? Doubt? Write it down. Get honest with yourself. Then, rewrite it. Replace it with a belief that serves your wealth journey. Say it out loud. Repeat it daily. Because the moment your mind shifts, your world starts to shift too. Wealth starts in the mind. Change your thoughts. Change your bank account. Change your life. Your wealth story is waiting, and it begins with how you think. Section 2. The wealth rules are not optional. There's a saying you've probably heard before. If you want different results, you have to play by different rules. Nowhere is that more true than when it comes to wealth. Let me be blunt with you. Wealth follows rules. Real, universal, non-negotiable rules. Whether you know them or not, whether you like them or not, they exist. And here's the harsh truth. If you ignore the rules, you stay stuck. You stay broke. You stay frustrated. But the moment you learn and apply them, everything begins to change. In The Rules of Wealth, Richard Templar makes one thing crystal clear. Building wealth is not random. It's not based on luck, inheritance, or some hidden advantage most people will never have. It's based on principles, patterns, behaviors, And those who understand the rules and follow them consistently get to win the game. Those who don't, they stay on the sidelines, watching others succeed, wondering why it never works out for them. Think of it like this. Imagine you step onto a football field, but you don't know the rules. You don't know where the goalposts are, what's allowed, or how to score. You run around aimlessly, frustrated, confused, and constantly losing. Meanwhile, the other players, they know the game. They've studied the rules. They know how to strategize, when to act, and how to win. That's exactly how the wealth game works. And the problem is, most people were never taught the rules. We grow up learning academic facts, memorizing historical dates, solving algebra problems, but almost no one teaches us the rules of money. Schools skip it. Families often don't know it. Society feeds us myths like, just work hard and everything will work out. Or, rich people are lucky. But here's the truth most never hear. Working hard is only part of the equation. You can work yourself to the bone, but if you're playing without the wealth rules, you'll burn out long before you ever build real prosperity. So, what are these so-called rules? They're timeless principles successful people live by, often quietly, behind the scenes, while others stay stuck chasing shortcuts or relying on hope. Rules like, spend less than you earn, save and invest consistently, leverage your skills to increase your income, avoid bad debt, protect your assets, think long-term. These may sound simple, but don't confuse simple with easy. Applying them daily requires discipline, self-awareness, and commitment. It's no different from how elite athletes operate. Imagine an Olympic sprinter. They don't just show up on race day hoping for the best. They follow strict training schedules. They eat with precision. They master their mindset. They respect the rules of physical excellence because they know greatness doesn't happen by accident. Wealth is the same. It's built through intentional action, guided by proven rules. Take a look at some of the most successful entrepreneurs, investors, and wealthy individuals throughout history. Whether it's Warren Buffett, Sarah Blakely, Elon Musk, or countless self-made millionaires, they didn't stumble into wealth blindly. They learned the rules. They understood how to play the money game, how to create value, how to multiply their income, and how to protect their wealth. And importantly, they respected the process. Here's where many people go wrong. They treat wealth building like a guessing game. One day they save, the next they splurge. They dabble in investments without education. They listen to random financial advice from broke friends. They buy into get-rich-quick schemes, thinking the rules don't apply to them. But reality always catches up. Without structure, without rules, your money disappears as fast as it comes. So how do you flip the script? You commit, today, to learning the rules of wealth and applying them daily, not occasionally, not when it's convenient, but as a non-negotiable part of your life. This means educating yourself, reading books like The Rules of Wealth, studying successful people, seeking mentors. It means practicing financial discipline, budgeting, saving, investing, and tracking your money. It means shifting your mindset from short-term gratification to long-term vision. It also means understanding that rules aren't restrictions, they're roadmaps. Imagine trying to build a house without a blueprint. It would collapse. The blueprint, the rules, give you structure, clarity, direction. They empower you to create wealth with confidence, knowing you're following a path that works. I'll be honest, applying these rules isn't always glamorous. Sometimes it means saying no to temporary pleasures. It means avoiding bad debt when everyone else is swiping their credit cards carelessly. It means investing when others are spending. But here's the trade-off. You gain control. You gain options. You gain freedom. You build wealth on solid ground instead of sand. Ask yourself right now, are you playing the wealth game by the rules, or are you winging it? Are you guessing your way through finances, or are you intentionally building a future based on proven principles? Be brutally honest, because the answer determines your results. Richard Templar's message is simple but powerful. The wealth rules are not optional. You can't cheat them. You can't ignore them. But you can choose to learn them, live them, and let them transform your life. That choice starts today. Decide now. No more guessing. No more hoping. No more winging it. Commit to learning the rules of wealth, applying them daily, and watching your financial world evolve. Because once you respect the rules, the game changes, and so does your future. Section 3. Decide to be wealthy. It's a choice. Here's one of the most powerful lessons from The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar, and it might shock you. Wealth is a decision. Yes, you heard that right. Being wealthy isn't some random twist of fate. It's not a lottery ticket you either win or lose. It's a deliberate, conscious, unapologetic decision. A choice. And not just a one-time decision, but a daily, consistent commitment to the actions, mindset, and habits that create wealth over time. Most people never make that choice. They drift through life hoping things will improve, wishing for a lucky break, blaming circumstances, or waiting for someone to rescue them financially. But let me tell you something that separates the wealthy from the rest. At some point, every wealthy individual made a decision. They chose wealth. They decided they would no longer live in lack, no longer be at the mercy of circumstances, no longer settle for average. They drew a line in the sand and declared, "I choose wealth." And make no mistake, deciding to be wealthy isn't just about words. It's backed by action. It's not enough to simply wish for wealth or dream of success. True decision-making triggers responsibility. It demands action, consistency, and follow-through. When you decide to be wealthy, you align your daily behavior with that choice. Your spending reflects it. Your learning reflects it. Your time management reflects it. Your environment reflects it. Everything shifts when your decision is clear. Think about Jeff Bezos. Before Amazon became a global empire, it was just an idea, selling books online. But before the success, before the billions, before the fame, there was a decision. Jeff Bezos decided to build something revolutionary. He didn't drift into wealth. He made a bold, calculated choice to pursue a vision, take risks, and stay the course despite uncertainty. That decision changed his life and the world. But it started with choice, not chance. The same is true for you. Right now, you might be stuck financially. Maybe you're facing debt, struggling with income, or feeling overwhelmed by money stress. But here's the truth. Your current situation does not define your future. Your decisions do. You can decide, right here, right now, that wealth will be part of your story. You can choose to learn, to grow, to apply new principles, to discipline yourself, and to walk the wealth path. But it starts with that internal, unwavering decision. You see, without decision, there's no direction. Life pulls you in every direction when you're unclear. One day you save money, the next you spend recklessly. One day you dream of financial freedom, the next you sabotage your progress. Why? Because you never truly decided. Indecision is the enemy of wealth. Clarity is your greatest asset. When you make the decision to be wealthy, you stop negotiating with excuses. You stop letting fear control your financial future. You stop dabbling and start committing. It's like flipping a mental switch, and when that switch is on, every choice you make either moves you closer to wealth or away from it. But because you've decided, you choose the actions that move you forward, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's slow, even when others doubt you. Let me be real with you. Deciding to be wealthy doesn't mean your journey will be easy. Challenges will come. Setbacks will test you. But the difference is, when you've truly decided, you don't quit. You don't let temporary obstacles define you. You adjust, you learn, and you keep building because your decision is stronger than your circumstances. It's like climbing a mountain. If you half-heartedly decide to climb, you'll turn back at the first sign of struggle. But if you've truly decided, if you've committed to reaching the peak, no amount of fatigue, bad weather, or doubt will stop you. Wealth works the same way. Your decision anchors you through the ups and downs. Think of anyone you admire financially. Oprah Winfrey, Elon Musk, Sarah Blakely, Robert Kiyosaki, Richard Branson. At the core of their success is a decision to rise above average, a decision to master money, a decision to create wealth not just for themselves, but for their families, their communities, and the generations after them. You have that same power right now. Your bank account might not show it yet. Your job title might not reflect it. But your decision plants the seed. The moment you say, "I choose wealth," your actions start to align. You seek knowledge. You invest wisely. You control your spending. You build income streams. You elevate your environment. You surround yourself with people who think abundantly. This is your reflective challenge today. Ask yourself, honestly, have you truly decided to be wealthy? Not just hoped for it, not wished for it, but decided. If not, let today be that turning point. Say it out loud with confidence, with power. I choose wealth. Say it again until you believe it. Say it again until your actions prove it. Because wealth doesn't happen by accident, it happens by choice. The question is, will you make that choice today? Will you stop waiting for permission, stop waiting for luck, and start walking the wealth path with intention? Decide now, and watch how your world begins to transform. Your future is waiting. Your wealth is waiting. But it all begins with one powerful, life-changing decision. I choose wealth. Section 4. The rich think differently. Have you ever wondered what separates the wealthy from everyone else? It's easy to believe that wealth comes down to luck, inheritance, or being born into the right circumstances. But the truth is much deeper than that. Yes, external factors play a role, but the biggest difference, the one most people overlook, is this. The rich think differently. Their mental framework, the way they approach problems, money, opportunities, and even setbacks, is entirely unique. And if you want to create lasting wealth, you must learn to adopt that same mindset. In The Rules of Wealth, Richard Templar emphasizes this principle with crystal clarity. Wealthy people operate with mental patterns that set them apart. They see the world and their possibilities through a completely different lens. While the average person often thinks in terms of limitation, fear, or short-term gains, the wealthy focus on abundance, solutions, and long-term vision. Let's break that down for a moment. One of the most common mental traps people fall into is scarcity thinking. The belief that there's never enough. Not enough money, not enough opportunities, not enough time. This mindset keeps people small, stuck, and desperate. But the rich? They embrace abundance thinking. They believe opportunities are everywhere, that wealth can be created, expanded, multiplied. They operate with the belief that success isn't a finite resource. It's limitless when you know how to think the right way. Think about Warren Buffett, one of the most successful investors in history. His entire wealth strategy is built on thinking differently, specifically, thinking long-term, while the masses chase instant gratification. While others panic during market crashes, Buffett sees opportunity. While others chase quick profits, he patiently builds sustainable wealth over decades. His success isn't magic. It's mindset. It's the ability to see beyond the chaos of the moment and trust in the power of time, patience, and disciplined thinking. But this mindset isn't exclusive to investing. It applies to all areas of wealth building. The rich think differently about failure, for example. Most people see failure as proof they should quit. The wealthy see failure as feedback, a necessary stepping stone to mastery. Where the average person says, "I can't afford that," the wealthy ask, "How can I afford that?" One shuts down possibilities, the other opens doors. It all comes back to thinking. And here's the beautiful part. You can train your mind to think like the wealthy. It's not reserved for a select few. It's a skill set, a muscle you develop over time by exposing yourself to new information, by challenging your beliefs, and by consciously shifting your perspective. Let's talk practical steps. First, immerse yourself in wealth-focused environments. Read books written by successful people. Listen to their interviews. Observe how they speak, how they approach challenges, how they strategize. The more you surround your mind with abundant, wealthy thinking, the more natural it becomes for you to adopt those patterns. Second, catch yourself in small thinking moments. Every time you tell yourself, "I can't do this," "That's impossible," or "I'll never be wealthy," stop. Pause. Reframe the thought. Replace scarcity with abundance. Replace limitation with curiosity. Instead of saying, "I can't," ask, "What would it take for me to figure this out?" This simple habit rewires your mental framework over time. Third, adopt a long-term perspective. Wealth is rarely built overnight. The wealthy understand the power of compound growth in investments, in business, in personal development. They delay gratification, knowing the real rewards come later. So instead of seeking shortcuts or quick wins, think like the rich. Build patiently, strategically, and with the future in mind. It's important to recognize that thinking differently also means being willing to stand apart from the crowd. Most people operate with average thinking, and average thinking produces average results. If you're committed to wealth, you must be comfortable being different. You might spend your weekends learning new skills while others waste time. You might invest when your friends spend. You might choose growth over comfort. That's what sets the wealthy apart, the courage to think differently and act accordingly. Let me share another example. Think of Sarah Blakely, the billionaire founder of Spanx. She didn't follow conventional thinking. She disrupted an entire industry with an idea others laughed at. But her success wasn't luck. It was rooted in thinking differently. She saw a gap in the market. She believed in her vision when no one else did. That mindset, the refusal to think small, is what propelled her to incredible wealth. The same potential exists within you. But first, you must confront where you're currently thinking small. Ask yourself, in what area of my life am I limiting myself? Is it my income potential? My belief in creating wealth? My willingness to take risks? Identify it. Then challenge it. Because every wealthy person started where you are, with a choice to expand their thinking. Let's be clear. This isn't about pretending problems don't exist. Wealthy thinkers aren't delusional. They face challenges head-on, but with resourcefulness, with confidence, with an unshakable belief that solutions exist. That's the difference. That's the mindset shift you're being called to make. So, here's your reflective challenge today. Be brutally honest with yourself. Where in your life, your career, or your finances are you thinking small? Where have you allowed fear, scarcity, or limitation to shrink your possibilities? Write it down. Then, rewrite the narrative. Ask, what would a wealthy thinker believe about this situation? How would they act? Adopt that belief. Take that action. Remember this. To achieve different results, you must think differently. You must see abundance where others see lack, opportunity where others see obstacles, and long-term growth where others chase temporary satisfaction. Wealth starts in the mind. The rich think differently. And now, so can you. Section 5. Money is a tool, not the goal. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle for money. Society constantly tells us to chase more income, more possessions, and more status. But one of the most crucial lessons from The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar is this. Money is a tool, not the goal. Let that sink in. Money, by itself, is just paper, numbers on a screen, a transaction. It holds no real value until you assign meaning to it. The goal is not endless accumulation. The goal is freedom, impact, security, choice, and the ability to design the life you truly want. When you forget that money is a tool, you fall into a dangerous trap, the blind pursuit of wealth without purpose. You start chasing zeros, not fulfillment. You measure success by your bank account, not by your quality of life. And here's the truth. People who chase money blindly often lose sight of their why. They become trapped in an endless loop, earn, spend, upgrade, and repeat, never feeling truly wealthy, no matter how much they accumulate. Wealthy people, the ones who build lasting success and fulfillment, understand the real purpose of money. They use money as a means to create options, to buy time, to support causes, to build legacies, to experience life fully. Money amplifies what already matters to them. It doesn't define them. This subtle yet powerful distinction is what separates meaningful wealth from empty riches. Take Bill Gates, for example. After building Microsoft and becoming one of the wealthiest individuals in the world, he didn't stop with accumulation. He turned his wealth into a tool for global change. Through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, he has invested billions in eradicating disease, improving education, and solving global challenges. Gates's wealth became a vehicle for impact, not just a number on a scoreboard. His story reflects the essence of money as a tool. But you don't have to be a billionaire to apply this mindset. The principle holds true no matter where you are financially. Whether you're building your first savings account, growing your business, or managing investments, you must be clear on what wealth enables for you personally. Maybe it's the freedom to travel the world. Maybe it's providing a better life for your family. Maybe it's creating security so you can sleep peacefully at night. Maybe it's giving back to your community. Without that clarity, money becomes an empty pursuit. You may find yourself constantly working, sacrificing health, relationships, and happiness, all in the name of chasing more, only to realize later that more money doesn't automatically mean more fulfillment. But when you see money as a tool, every financial decision aligns with your greater vision. You earn intentionally. You spend consciously. You invest strategically. Your relationship with money becomes healthy, balanced, and empowering. It's also important to recognize that money is a tool for choice. The wealthy don't worship money. They respect it because it gives them options. They can choose how to spend their time, where to live, who to work with, and how to design their lifestyle. They're not trapped by financial limitations. They're liberated by financial freedom. That's the real goal. Not money for the sake of ego, but money as a tool to live life on your terms. Imagine this. You wake up each day knowing you don't have to clock in at a job you hate. You have the freedom to travel, to pursue your passions, to be present with your family. You have the ability to contribute to causes you care about, to support those in need, to leave a legacy beyond your lifetime. That's what money as a tool looks like. It's about creating options, impact, and a life of purpose. But to get there, you need to define your why for wealth. What does money mean to you beyond the numbers? What will wealth allow you to experience, contribute to, or build? This clarity becomes your compass. It keeps you grounded when society pushes you to chase more for the wrong reasons. It helps you say no to distractions and yes to the choices that align with your true values. Let me be real. There's nothing wrong with wanting more money. Desire for financial growth is natural and healthy, but when that desire lacks direction, it can easily lead to burnout, emptiness, or regret. I've seen countless people achieve financial milestones only to feel unfulfilled because they never defined what wealth was supposed to create for them. This is your invitation to break that cycle. Today, I challenge you to reflect deeply. What does wealth mean to you beyond money? Is it peace of mind, time, freedom, adventure, generational impact? Write down your why for wealth. Be specific. Let it guide your decisions, your hustle, and your sacrifices. Because when your pursuit of money is rooted in purpose, every dollar becomes meaningful. You stop competing with others and start building a life that reflects your unique definition of success. You understand that money is a powerful tool, a resource to create, to uplift, to experience, to serve, not the ultimate goal in itself. Remember this: money doesn't define your worth. It's a tool to enhance your life, not a measurement of your value. The wealthiest people understand this. They focus on purpose, not just profit. They build legacies, not just bank accounts. And they use money as a tool to create freedom, choice, and impact on their terms. So, the next time you find yourself chasing money for the sake of numbers, pause, reflect. Ask yourself, what is my why for wealth? Let that answer guide you. Because at the end of the day, true wealth isn't about accumulation. It's about using money as a tool to build the life you truly desire. Section 6. Learn the art of making money. If you truly want to build lasting wealth, there's one truth you can't afford to ignore. You must master the art of making money. It's not enough to save what you have, cut expenses, or hope your current salary magically transforms your life. Saving is important. Budgeting is important. But make no mistake, wealth grows when you consistently increase your ability to generate income. In The Rules of Wealth, Richard Templar emphasizes a powerful, often overlooked principle. Wealthy people don't just focus on managing money, they master making money. They treat income generation as an active, intentional, and lifelong pursuit. If you look at anyone who has created extraordinary wealth, you'll notice a common thread. They didn't rely on a single income stream, and they certainly didn't limit themselves to average earnings. They learned how to create, multiply, and scale money-making opportunities. Let's be clear. This doesn't mean chasing every get-rich-quick scheme or jumping from idea to idea without strategy. It means developing valuable skills, building income-producing ventures, and understanding how to make money work for you, not the other way around. Think of Elon Musk. His wealth wasn't accidental. He mastered money-making by building multiple successful businesses. PayPal revolutionized online payments. Tesla disrupted the automotive industry. SpaceX is redefining space exploration. Musk didn't settle for one stream of income. He mastered the art of solving big problems and turning those solutions into scalable, money-making machines. Of course, not everyone will create global empires like Musk, but the principle remains the same. If you want to elevate your financial life, you must develop the skills and mindset to create income beyond your basic paycheck. This is the fuel for wealth building. Without it, your ability to grow financially stays limited, no matter how well you save or invest. Let me put it bluntly. Saving money from a limited income can only take you so far. You can cut expenses, budget smartly, and stretch your resources, but at some point, you hit a ceiling. Wealthy people don't accept that ceiling. They raise it. They expand their earning potential. They focus on increasing their income so that saving, investing, and building wealth becomes a natural byproduct, not a constant struggle. So, how do you practically master the art of making money? It starts with developing high-income skills. Skills that the market values. Skills that solve problems. Skills that position you as an asset. High-income skills could include things like sales, copywriting, digital marketing, coding, consulting, public speaking, content creation, or leadership. These are skills that open doors to higher-paying roles, entrepreneurial ventures, or scalable businesses. In today's world, with access to information and technology, there are endless opportunities to learn and monetize skills. Whether it's freelancing, starting a side hustle, building an online brand, or investing in assets that produce cash flow, your ability to generate income is only limited by your willingness to learn and take action. Let me share a practical example. Imagine someone working a regular 9-to-5 job, earning an average income. Instead of accepting that as their financial ceiling, they decide to develop a high-income skill. Let's say digital marketing. They take online courses, practice on small projects, and eventually land freelance clients. Over time, that side hustle generates extra income. Eventually, they scale it into a full-time business or use the income to invest in other wealth-building opportunities. This is the formula wealthy people follow. Learn a skill. Monetize the skill. Scale the income. Invest the income. Repeat. It's not about luck or privilege. It's about understanding how money flows to those who solve problems, create value, and continuously level up their capabilities. It's also important to recognize that mastering money-making isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter. Wealthy individuals don't trade all their time for money. They leverage systems, automation, investments, and scalable models that generate income with less direct effort over time. That's why entrepreneurship, real estate, intellectual property, and investments are so powerful. They allow money to flow, even when you're not actively working every hour. But it starts with a decision. A decision to stop relying solely on your job, your current income, or hope. It starts with curiosity, education, and taking small but consistent action steps toward building new income streams. You don't need to know everything today, but you do need to start. Here's your reflective challenge for today. What skill, idea, or opportunity can you turn into income? Take 5 minutes to brainstorm 3 options. It could be a hobby you've mastered, a marketable skill you can learn, or a business idea you've been sitting on. Write them down. Choose one to start exploring immediately. Because here's the truth. Wealth is built by those who learn how to create money, not just manage it. Your ability to generate income is a superpower, but only if you develop it. Never forget, the wealthy think in terms of money-making machines, assets, skills, businesses, investments that continuously produce income. They don't rely on luck, inheritance, or a single paycheck. They take control. They expand their earning potential, and they do it with focus, strategy, and commitment. So, what's your next move? Will you continue hoping your current income magically builds wealth? Or will you embrace the challenge of mastering the art of making money? The choice is yours, but your future depends on it. Wealth isn't just about saving what you have. It's about creating more, strategically, consistently, and intelligently. Learn the art of making money, and you open the door to unlimited financial growth. The question is, are you ready to step through it? Section 7. Protect and grow your money. There's a hard truth many people learn too late in life. Making money is just the beginning. It's exciting to increase your income, launch a business, or finally earn that promotion. But wealth doesn't stick around by accident. If you don't protect your money and grow it wisely, it slips through your fingers faster than you can imagine. That's why in The Rules of Wealth, Richard Templar dedicates an entire focus to this crucial principle: protect and grow your money. Think of wealth like a garden. Making money is planting the seeds, but unless you protect the garden from pests and nurture it consistently, nothing grows. Or worse, your hard work gets destroyed. The same applies to your financial life. So many people work tirelessly to earn more, only to watch their wealth leak away through poor management, bad investments, overspending, or simply ignorance about how to grow their money. Wealth leaks happen in subtle but dangerous ways. It could be lifestyle creep, the tendency to increase your spending every time your income grows. You earn more, so you upgrade your car, move to a more expensive home, eat out more often, and before you know it, you're living paycheck to paycheck at a higher income level. It feels like progress, but your wealth isn't growing. It's evaporating. Or maybe it's a lack of knowledge. You work hard to save money, but inflation quietly erodes your purchasing power because you don't understand how to invest. Or worse, you fall victim to get-rich-quick schemes or high-risk ventures because no one taught you the rules of protecting and growing your wealth. The wealthy don't make that mistake. They know that protecting and growing money is a skill, just like earning it. They budget wisely, invest strategically, and resist the temptation of unnecessary lifestyle inflation. They treat every dollar as a soldier. It has a job, a mission, and its role is to grow and multiply. Let me give you a real-world example that proves this point. Many ordinary people, not celebrities, not tech moguls, just everyday individuals, have quietly built substantial wealth through consistent, smart investing. One of the most reliable tools? Index funds. These low-cost investment vehicles track the overall stock market, allowing your money to grow over time with minimal effort. It's not flashy, it's not speculative, but it works because it leverages the power of compound growth and disciplined wealth protection. Or consider real estate, another proven wealth-building vehicle. Many individuals have bought properties, managed them wisely, and watched their wealth grow steadily over the years. They didn't gamble on trends. They protected their investment by learning the market, understanding risks, and playing the long game. That's how wealth grows, with patience, knowledge, and protection. But here's the thing. You can't grow what you don't protect. Budgeting isn't just for beginners or people struggling financially. Even the wealthy budget, because they understand that every dollar has a purpose. Budgeting isn't restriction, it's control. It gives you clarity over where your money goes, prevents waste, and ensures your financial decisions align with your long-term goals. Avoiding lifestyle creep is also non-negotiable if you want lasting wealth. When your income rises, it's tempting to upgrade everything: your car, your clothes, your vacations. And yes, enjoying your money is part of wealth. But if every raise disappears into new expenses, you're not building wealth. You're maintaining an illusion of success while staying stagnant. Wealthy people know this. They increase their income, but they maintain discipline. They automate savings, increase investments, and keep their expenses in check. That's how they protect the foundation of their wealth while positioning themselves for growth. It's also about developing a growth plan for your money. Let me ask you this directly. Do you have a clear, intentional strategy for growing your wealth? Not vague hopes, but an actual plan. Investing in the stock market, building real estate assets, growing a business, or acquiring income-producing investments? If not, today is the day to change that. Your reflective challenge is simple but powerful. Commit to learning one new investment vehicle. Maybe it's understanding how index funds work. Maybe it's exploring real estate opportunities in your area. Maybe it's researching dividend-paying stocks or retirement accounts. You don't need to master everything overnight, but every bit of knowledge strengthens your ability to protect and grow your wealth. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by investing or financial growth, especially if you weren't taught these principles growing up. But remember this: ignorance is the most expensive thing you can afford. Not knowing how to grow your money quietly drains your wealth over time. Learning, even small steps at a time, compounds your results. Start small. Educate yourself. Read books, listen to podcasts, follow experts, ask questions. Take ownership of your financial education. No one else will do it for you. And most importantly, take action. Even small, consistent moves, like setting up automatic investments, increasing your savings rate, or cutting unnecessary expenses, create momentum. The wealthy don't stumble into lasting financial success. They protect their money like it's their most valuable asset, and they grow it with intention. They play defense and offense simultaneously. They avoid wealth leaks, manage risks, and position themselves to build not just income, but lasting prosperity. So here's the choice before you. Will you let your hard-earned money slip away unnoticed, or will you protect it fiercely and grow it wisely? Will you repeat the cycle of lifestyle creep, or will you break free and build real wealth? Remember, making money is step one, but protecting and growing it is what sustains wealth. Wealth isn't built by luck. It's built by knowledge, discipline, and action. Today, commit to being a protector and grower of your money. Because true wealth isn't about how much you make. It's about how much you keep, how much you grow, and how smartly you multiply your resources over time. Your financial future depends on the steps you take now. Protect your money, grow your money, and watch your wealth and your confidence flourish. Section 8. Wealth requires discipline and patience. If there's one universal truth about building lasting wealth, it's this: wealth is never an overnight success story. Despite what flashy headlines, viral social media posts, or get-rich-quick schemes might suggest, real wealth, the kind that brings freedom, security, and legacy, requires two things that most people overlook: discipline and patience. In The Rules of Wealth, Richard Templar reinforces this critical principle with unwavering clarity. He reminds us that wealth isn't a lottery ticket you win, It's a long game, a process that rewards the patient and punishes the impulsive. Those who master discipline and patience rise steadily toward financial freedom. Those who chase shortcuts often find themselves back at square one, or worse, further behind. Let's break this down with brutal honesty. In today's world, we're conditioned to crave instant gratification. We want quick results, fast money, and immediate success. We're surrounded by social media, showing luxury cars, private jets, extravagant lifestyles. But what most people don't see is the decades of quiet, disciplined work it takes to build that reality. They see the highlight reel, not the grind behind the scenes. Here's the truth. Without patience and discipline, wealth slips through your fingers. You end up chasing the next trend, falling for the next shortcut, gambling with risky ventures, all because you want results now. But sustainable wealth doesn't work like that. It's built through consistent, sometimes boring habits, saving regularly, investing steadily, avoiding unnecessary debt, delaying gratification when everyone else is splurging. Consider the powerful story of Ronald Read, a seemingly ordinary man who embodied this principle to perfection. Ronald was a janitor and gas station attendant, not a celebrity, not a tech entrepreneur, not someone with an elite background. Yet, when he passed away in 2014, the world was stunned to discover he had quietly amassed over $8 million in wealth. How did he do it? Simple. Discipline and patience. Ronald lived modestly, spent far less than he earned, and consistently invested in reliable stocks and dividend-paying companies over decades. He didn't chase trends, he didn't live beyond his means, and he didn't expect overnight riches. Instead, he practiced the quiet, consistent actions that compound over time to create real wealth. Ronald Read's story shatters the myth that you need a massive income or glamorous career to become wealthy. What you need, and what most lack, is the willingness to play the long game. You need the mental toughness to resist temporary temptations in favor of long-term rewards. You need the self-control to keep saving, investing, and learning even when progress feels slow. Discipline is the foundation of wealth building. It's what keeps you on track when the excitement fades. It's what prevents emotional decisions during market fluctuations. It's what ensures you stick to your savings plan, your investment strategy, your budget, even when everyone around you is spending recklessly or chasing fast money. Patience, on the other hand, is the bridge that connects your actions today to your results tomorrow. Wealth doesn't grow on your schedule. It grows on time's schedule. Compounding, one of the most powerful forces in finance, rewards those who wait. The longer you stay consistent, the greater the returns. But the impatient never get to see those results. They jump ship too soon. Let's be real. There will be moments of doubt. You'll question if your small, disciplined steps are making a difference. You'll see others appearing to get rich faster, and you'll feel tempted to abandon your strategy for shiny distractions. But that's where most people fail. They sacrifice lasting wealth for short-term pleasure. Wealthy individuals understand this temptation, but they resist it. They've trained themselves to delay gratification, to skip the unnecessary purchases today so they can enjoy true financial freedom tomorrow. They know that enduring the discomfort of waiting brings rewards that far exceed any fleeting indulgence. This principle doesn't just apply to investing or saving. It touches every area of your financial life. Building a business takes time. Growing your income requires skill development and consistent effort. Paying off debt demands patience and sacrifice. But with discipline and patience, every step compounds, every small victory builds momentum, and eventually, the results become undeniable. I want you to reflect honestly on your current habits. Where are you being impatient? Is it with your savings, expecting to get rich after a few months of effort? Is it with your investments, panicking when markets dip and pulling out your money prematurely? Is it with your income, jumping from opportunity to opportunity without committing long enough to master a skill? The first step to building wealth is recognizing where impatience is sabotaging your progress. Then, commit to practicing delayed gratification in that area. It could mean automating your savings so you don't touch it. It could mean creating a 5-year investment plan and sticking to it. It could mean saying no to unnecessary purchases, even when your friends say yes. Here's your reflective challenge today. Identify one area of your financial life where you've been impatient. Maybe it's expecting quick investment returns, splurging when you should be saving, or giving up on side hustles too soon. Write it down. Then, make a concrete decision to practice patience and discipline in that area for the next 90 days. Remember this: the difference between the wealthy and the struggling isn't always intelligence, luck, or background. Often, it's discipline and patience. It's the willingness to stay consistent, to delay gratification, and to trust the process even when results are slow. Wealth rewards those who stay the course. It compounds for those who wait. It transforms the lives of those who prioritize long-term freedom over short-term pleasure. So, choose discipline. Choose patience. Choose to play the long game. Because in the end, the slow, steady builders often outperform the reckless sprinters, and they get to enjoy a wealth that lasts a lifetime. Your future wealth is waiting, but only if you're disciplined and patient enough to earn it. Section 9. Master Relationships. Your network is wealth. When most people think about building wealth, they focus on money, investments, skills, and strategy. And yes, all of those are crucial. But one of the most overlooked yet powerful wealth-building principles is this: your network is your net worth. In The Rules of Wealth, Richard Templar reminds us that wealth doesn't just come from what you know. It comes from who you know, who you surround yourself with, and how intentionally you nurture those relationships. Here's the truth: you cannot build wealth in isolation. Success is never a solo journey. Behind every wealthy individual, every thriving business, every breakthrough idea, there's a network. Mentors who provide wisdom, partners who bring resources, allies who open doors. Relationships are the bridges to opportunities, guidance, and growth that you simply can't access alone. Think about the most successful people on the planet: business icons, industry leaders, self-made millionaires. Look beneath the surface, and you'll see they've mastered the art of building, leveraging, and nurturing powerful networks. Their success isn't built solely on raw talent or intelligence. It's accelerated by the people they align with. Take partnerships, for example. One brilliant idea can only go so far without the right collaborators. Look at companies like Apple, Google, or Tesla. Their growth wasn't fueled by lone geniuses. It was driven by partnerships, teams, and strategic alliances. Steve Jobs had Steve Wozniak. Elon Musk surrounds himself with engineers, investors, and visionaries. Jeff Bezos built Amazon with key leaders by his side. Wealth multiplies when relationships are intentionally cultivated. But mastering relationships isn't about using people. It's about creating mutual value. The wealthy understand that networking isn't transactional. It's transformational. They serve others first. They offer value, insights, resources, or connections without immediate expectation. And because they lead with contribution, they naturally attract alliances that accelerate their wealth journey. This is a mindset shift. Too many people approach relationships with a "what can I get" mentality. But wealthy individuals focus on "what can I give?" They know that trust, reputation, and goodwill are priceless assets. And when you genuinely serve others, doors open effortlessly. People want to help you, invest in you, and introduce you to their circles. Relationships become wealth accelerators, not just social connections. So, how do you practically build a network that elevates your success? It starts with intention. You must be deliberate about who you spend time with, who you learn from, and who you allow to influence your mindset. First, evaluate your current circle. Are the people around you ambitious, growth-minded, supportive? Or do they drain your energy, discourage your dreams, and limit your thinking? Your environment shapes your future more than you realize. Jim Rohn said it best: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." If your circle doesn't challenge you to grow, your wealth will stagnate. Second, seek mentors and allies. No matter where you are in your journey, there are people who've already walked the path you're on. Their experience, advice, and perspective can save you years of trial and error. Don't be afraid to reach out, ask questions, and learn. Mentorship shortens the distance between where you are and where you want to be. Third, serve before you seek. When building relationships, lead with generosity. Offer help, share resources, support others' goals. You don't need to be wealthy to provide value. Your time, knowledge, encouragement, or connections can make a significant impact. The law of reciprocity is real. When you help others succeed, they naturally want to help you in return. Fourth, place yourself in environments where wealth-minded individuals gather. Attend seminars, networking events, industry conferences, or online communities. Success leaves clues, and proximity to successful people elevates your thinking, exposes you to new opportunities, and expands your possibilities. Let me give you a real-world example. Consider the world of entrepreneurship and investment. Venture capital firms don't just throw money at strangers. They invest in founders they trust, often through personal introductions and long-standing relationships. Startups succeed not just because of ideas, but because of the network surrounding them: advisors, investors, partners. Relationships create access to funding, expertise, and markets that money alone can't buy. Even beyond business, think about wealth in terms of life opportunities. A strong network can help you land higher-paying jobs, discover new income streams, or gain access to investments others never hear about. But those doors open when you've invested in relationships, not when you chase shortcuts. Relationships also protect wealth. Trusted mentors can prevent costly mistakes. Experienced partners can guide you through complex deals. A reliable circle keeps you accountable when emotions threaten your financial discipline. Wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about the people who support, advise, and challenge you along the way. But building a network isn't passive. It requires effort, vulnerability, and consistency. You must show up, add value, and nurture connections over time. It's not enough to exchange business cards or connect on social media. True relationships are built through shared experiences, authenticity, and ongoing contribution. Here's your reflective challenge for today. Who's in your circle? Take an honest inventory. Do the people closest to you elevate your thinking, encourage your growth, and align with your wealth aspirations? Or do they drain your energy, limit your mindset, and distract you from your goals? Then, take one intentional action to expand your wealth network this week. It could be reaching out to a mentor, attending a networking event, joining an online community, or offering support to someone you admire. Small steps compound. One new connection can change the trajectory of your financial journey. Remember, wealth grows through connections, not just currency. You can't build an empire alone. Relationships multiply your resources, accelerate your growth, and open doors money can't. So, choose your circle wisely, serve generously, seek mentorship intentionally, and build a network that doesn't just elevate your success, it sustains your wealth for life. Section 10. Give back. Generosity creates abundance. When most people hear the word wealth, they immediately picture accumulation, stacking money, building assets, increasing net worth. And while growing wealth is essential, The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar reveals a surprising yet timeless truth. Real abundance doesn't come from hoarding. It comes from giving. Generosity is not just a noble virtue, it's a wealth principle. The more you give, the more space you create for wealth to flow into your life. This might sound counterintuitive in a world obsessed with holding on to every dollar, every resource, and every advantage. We're often taught that, to get ahead, we must keep as much as possible. But look closely at the lives of truly wealthy individuals, not just financially rich, but fulfilled, influential, and abundant. And you'll notice a consistent pattern. They give. They contribute. They uplift others. And in doing so, their wealth, both material and spiritual, multiplies. Why does generosity create abundance? Because when you give, you align with the universal principle of flow. Money, like energy, is meant to circulate. When you hoard, you operate from a mindset of scarcity, fearing there's never enough. But when you give freely, you declare to yourself and the world that you believe in abundance, that there's always more, that wealth is infinite when shared. That belief reshapes your reality. More importantly, giving back fuels purpose. Wealth without contribution often leads to emptiness. You see it time and time again. Individuals who chase money relentlessly, only to feel unfulfilled once they make it. That's because true success isn't measured by accumulation alone. It's measured by impact. When your wealth uplifts others, builds communities, and solves problems greater than yourself, your success gains meaning. Let's look at real-world examples that prove this principle. Consider countless wealthy individuals who've used their fortunes not just for personal luxury, but to create lasting change. Bill and Melinda Gates have invested billions into global health initiatives, eradicating diseases, and improving education. Warren Buffett has pledged the majority of his wealth to philanthropy, inspiring others to do the same through the Giving Pledge. Oprah Winfrey has built schools, funded scholarships, and empowered underserved communities worldwide. These are people who understand that giving back doesn't diminish wealth. It expands it. Their generosity hasn't left them with less. It's opened new opportunities, deepened their fulfillment, and cemented their legacy. That's the essence of abundant wealth. Using your resources to elevate not just yourself, but the world around you. But here's the beautiful part. Generosity isn't reserved for billionaires or millionaires. You don't need vast fortunes to give. Contribution comes in many forms: time, skills, mentorship, kindness, service. Every person, regardless of their current financial status, has something valuable to offer. Think about it. Can you volunteer your time for a cause you believe in? Can you mentor someone on a similar path? Can you donate even a small amount to a charity that matters to you? These acts of giving ripple outward, creating connections, opportunities, and yes, attracting abundance. In fact, many people find that their wealth journey accelerates when they embrace generosity early on. Giving, even when your resources feel limited, reinforces an abundance mindset. It signals to your subconscious that you have enough, that you trust in growth, that you're part of something bigger than yourself. That mindset shift creates space for more wealth to flow into your life. There's also a practical power to generosity. When you contribute to your community, you build relationships, expand your network, and increase your influence. Serving others often opens doors you didn't expect. Job offers, partnerships, introductions, and new opportunities. Generosity makes you visible, trusted, and respected, qualities that compound your wealth over time. At the same time, giving back cultivates gratitude, another essential wealth principle. When you help those in need, you gain perspective on your blessings. Gratitude keeps you grounded, prevents entitlement, and reminds you of the true purpose of wealth: freedom, choice, and impact. But let me be clear. Generosity isn't about draining yourself or sacrificing your well-being. It's about intentional, joyful giving, sharing your resources in ways that align with your values and goals. When done wisely, generosity doesn't diminish your wealth. It multiplies it, both tangibly and emotionally. Here's your reflective challenge for today. How can you give back right now? It doesn't have to be money. Service, time, skills, encouragement, or mentorship all count. Maybe it's volunteering at a local organization. Maybe it's supporting a struggling friend. Maybe it's sharing knowledge with someone just starting out. Write down one way you can contribute this week. Start small if needed, but start intentionally. Because every act of generosity strengthens the cycle of abundance. Every contribution reinforces your belief in wealth as a tool for good. Every moment you give plants seeds that grow into opportunities, fulfillment, and legacy. Wealth flows when you give. Hoarding creates scarcity, not just financially, but mentally and emotionally. Generosity expands your wealth, your impact, and your sense of purpose. So, let go of the scarcity mindset. Embrace contribution. Use your wealth, however much you have, to uplift, serve, and empower. Because when you give back, you don't lose wealth, you create more of it, in every sense of the word. Remember, the greatest wealth builders don't just accumulate, they contribute. They know the secret that generosity isn't subtraction, it's multiplication. And they live lives of both abundance and significance because of it. So ask yourself, starting today, how can I give? How can I serve? How can I create abundance, not just for myself, but for those around me? That's how true wealth grows, and how you build a legacy that lasts. Section 11. Wealth is holistic. It's about a rich life. When most people hear the word wealth, they instantly think of money, bank accounts, real estate, investments, and assets. And yes, financial wealth is part of the equation. But in The Rules of Wealth, Richard Templar reveals a deeper, more fulfilling truth. Real wealth is holistic. It's about creating a rich life, not just a rich bank balance. Because chasing money while sacrificing your health, relationships, or happiness isn't success. It's a costly mistake. We've all seen examples of people who seem to have everything on paper. The cars, the mansion, the money in the bank. Yet they're miserable, burnt out, disconnected from loved ones, or battling health crises. They climbed the financial ladder, only to realize they leaned it against the wrong wall. The cost of neglecting other areas of life is often far greater than the rewards of material success alone. Here's the hard truth. If your wealth comes at the expense of your health, your relationships, your peace of mind, or your sense of purpose, it's incomplete. And incomplete wealth feels hollow. You might fool others, but deep down, you know something's missing. True wealth means more than numbers. It means living abundantly across all dimensions of life. Think about what makes life truly rich. Imagine having all the money you desire, but being too sick to enjoy it. Or earning millions, but having broken relationships, no family connection, or friends you can't trust. Or achieving financial freedom, yet waking up every day with no passion, no purpose, and no joy. That's not wealth. That's imbalance. Wealth must be holistic. It's about money, yes, but also health, love, fulfillment, contribution, personal growth, and peace of mind. When all these areas flourish, your life feels rich, regardless of your net worth. And ironically, those who master this holistic approach often attract more financial wealth naturally because they operate from abundance, alignment, and purpose. Consider real-world examples. History is filled with cautionary tales of individuals who chased wealth relentlessly, only to sacrifice their well-being in the process. Steve Jobs, co-founder of Apple, famously reflected on this near the end of his life. Despite his incredible success, he realized that health and relationships are priceless and cannot be bought back with money. His story reminds us that no amount of wealth can replace lost health or lost time with loved ones. Contrast that with people who build wealth consciously, integrating health, joy, and purpose into the process. They don't just accumulate assets, they cultivate fulfilling relationships, nurture their physical and mental well-being, and live with intention. Their wealth feels complete because it enhances, rather than diminishes, their quality of life. So how do you practically build holistic wealth? It starts with balance. Yes, work hard. Yes, pursue financial growth. But never at the expense of your health, your loved ones, your values, or your happiness. Remember, success is measured by how rich your life feels, not just your wallet. Prioritize your health. Your body is your vehicle for experiencing life. Neglect it, and your wealth becomes irrelevant. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, sufficient rest. These aren't luxuries. They're non-negotiable foundations for enjoying the wealth you're building. Wealthy people know this. They invest in their health as diligently as they invest in their portfolios. Next, nurture your relationships. Friends, family, mentors, and community. These connections enrich your life in ways money never can. Success feels empty when you have no one to share it with. Make time for meaningful conversations, quality time, shared experiences. Wealthy individuals understand that their relationships are among their greatest assets. Also, cultivate fulfillment beyond financial achievements. Pursue hobbies, passions, creative outlets. Volunteer, give back, and contribute to causes that inspire you. Wealth without fulfillment breeds burnout and disillusionment. But when your success aligns with your passions and purpose, your life feels rich, regardless of external status. Let's talk about peace of mind. Many people chase wealth in a frantic, stressed, anxious state, constantly hustling, never resting, and always worried. But true wealth includes inner peace. It means creating stability, security, and emotional well-being so that you can enjoy your success without fear or burnout. Richard Templar's holistic view of wealth reminds us that you are not building wealth just to have more. You're building it to live more, to experience life fully, to savor time with loved ones, to explore the world, to grow personally, to leave a legacy, to make an impact. That's what a rich life looks like. Here's your reflective challenge for today. Are you building wealth in all areas of life? Or have you been hyper-focused on money at the expense of everything else? Be honest. Identify one area outside of finances that needs nurturing. Your health, relationships, joy, peace of mind, personal growth. Write it down. Then, take one small step this week to nurture that area intentionally. Remember, life is too short to sacrifice health for wealth, too precious to chase money while your relationships crumble, too beautiful to build financial success while neglecting joy, peace, or purpose. You deserve a rich life, not just a rich bank account. Wealth is holistic. It's about thriving, not just surviving. About alignment, not just accumulation. About living fully, not just earning endlessly. True wealth feels good. It brings peace, energy, connection, and meaning. It uplifts your life, your loved ones, and your community. And when you build wealth with this holistic approach, success becomes sustainable, joyful, and deeply fulfilling. So as you pursue your financial goals, never lose sight of the bigger picture. Protect your health, treasure your relationships, fuel your passions, serve with purpose, and create a life that feels rich in every possible way. Because the ultimate measure of wealth is not what's in your bank account. It's the richness of your health, your heart, your happiness, and your purpose. That's the kind of wealth worth building. That's the kind of wealth that lasts. Conclusion. We've covered a lot today. Timeless principles straight from The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar. But before we wrap up, I want you to pause for a moment and feel this message deep in your soul. Wealth is not reserved for the lucky few. It's not some distant fantasy for the privileged or those born into success. Wealth, true, fulfilling, life-changing wealth, is available to anyone willing to learn, to grow, and to live by these powerful, proven rules. You now hold the blueprint. You have the roadmap. The principles we've explored today, from mastering your money mindset, learning the wealth rules, choosing wealth intentionally, building relationships, protecting and growing your money, to giving back and creating a life rich in every area. These are not just ideas. They are the foundation for transforming your entire financial future. But knowledge without action changes nothing. The wealthy don't just know these rules, they live them. They make decisions aligned with growth. They stay disciplined when it's hard. They nurture relationships, seize opportunities, and operate with an abundant mindset every single day. And so can you. Let me ask you. Imagine your life free from money stress. Imagine waking up every morning with choices, the freedom to work because you want to, not because you have to. Imagine traveling the world, supporting your family, investing in your passions, giving generously, and creating impact beyond yourself. That life isn't just a dream reserved for someone else. It's your next chapter. If you're willing to apply what we've shared today, if you're ready to shift your thinking, upgrade your habits, and embrace the timeless rules of wealth that have shaped millionaires, entrepreneurs, visionaries, and everyday people who decided to change their story. So, here's your next step. Commit. Decide today that your relationship with money, with success, with abundance, transforms now. No more limiting beliefs. No more excuses. No more playing small. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. Now it's time to take action. And if this video sparked something in you, if it challenged your thinking, inspired your goals, or gave you clarity, let's keep this momentum going. Hit that like button so more people can discover these life-changing lessons. Comment below your biggest takeaway. I want to know what resonated with you most. And most importantly, share this with someone who needs a new wealth mindset, someone ready to rewrite their financial future. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because we're just getting started. Here, we break down the world's most powerful books, strategies, and mindsets, turning knowledge into action, so you can build wealth, confidence, and the life you truly deserve. This isn't the end, it's your beginning. Your wealthy, abundant, purpose-driven life starts now. Let's make it happen.